Okay, today you're going to learn about how to get your cards into PowerPoint. And, surprise, surprise, you're not going to be using PowerPoint to begin with. So let's get started. All right, now you should have all of your cards done. You should have them in some sort of order. As you can see, I've got my first card here, and if I go, all my other cards are more or less in order. So I'll go back. And it's pretty straightforward. What you're going to do once you get your cards in order on the table is I want you to go down and sit down at your computer. And the easiest thing you can do is just hit the start key and type Word. And don't choose WordPad. Make sure you choose Microsoft Word, either 2010 or 2013, whatever shows up. Okay? So you're going to open Word. Don't worry about these things on the side. And just drag it over to the side so that well, in this case, you don't need to worry about that. Okay, so there's several things that you need to do, but the first thing you need to do is just to save your file, giving it a name. And then once you've done that, all you have to do is hit save, and it will save. You don't have to save as afterwards. All right, so we're going to go up here, and we're going to go File, Save, or Save As. And again, please be sure to go to your MVS student drive and then the Jameson folder and the period folder and your folder. And there, see now, notice that the letter file is there. It sees it because it's a Word document right here. So we're going to call this file outline. Everybody's going to call it the same thing. Dash your period dash your name. Okay, that's all you need to do, and click save. Now, from now on, when you want to save it, it's already got a name. So, how do we begin? And why are we in Word? Well, we'll get to that. Okay, the first thing you need to do is you need to go up to View. And in View, you'll see right here it says Outline. I'm gonna go full screen so you can see it. Okay, now you'll see here it says Outline. Now, Outline art also exists down here. I'm going to hover. You can see I'm hovering down here. It says Outline. Either way is going to get you to the same place. But you want to click Outline because that's how we're going to start. And you notice here that we've got this little minus sign. And so that's a good start. So the first thing you're going to do is just name your file. Name your thing. Just put the person's name. We might change that later on, but here, let me just make this a little bigger so everybody can see. Okay, and then hit enter. Type your name. Enter and type your period. Okay. And then press enter. Now, we're going to get onto the card. Now, I blew it here and I left the word topic. So I have to look at this and go, okay, what is the topic? I should have had something else there, but whatever. I'm in the middle of recording now, so I'm just going to come up with a topic. It says, Ibn Battuta was born in Tangiers, Morocco in 1304. Well, that tells me when and where he was born. Now, you might have put when, where, born, but at this point, you want to actually write it out because this is no longer an abbreviation for your 3x5 card. This is something that people are going to read, and it's got to make sense. So I'm going to go where, because that came up first, and when he was born. Okay, there's no period here. It's a title. Now, you can do this if you want. You can have it so that it can be capitalized, all the first letters are capitalized, or you can just do it like this. Oops. And just have the first letter capitalized. But if you do something like the other way, please be consistent and do it on all of them. Okay, so next what you're going to do, we've got the title, the topic, okay? And it doesn't have to be the topic you chose for your cards. If you want to come up with something else that makes more sense, you can. And at this point, if you notice up here it says level 1 right here, okay? Level 1. Well, we want it to go to level 2, and there's a couple ways you can do that. You can either click right here. I'm not sure if clicking on the plus sign is going to do it. I don't think so. Or you can just hit the tab key. So I'm just going to hit the tab key. Okay, now notice it says level 2 here. And notice there's a plus sign right here. People freak out because they go, how come I don't have a plus sign on these? Well, the reason you don't have a plus sign on these is there's nothing underneath them. Now, this thing has a subcategory, so it gets a plus sign. Actually, I want these two to be on level 2 as well, so I'm just going to I'll just click here. All right, so notice now that Ibn Battuta has a plus sign and these have subcategories. Subcategories, you're only going to go to level 2 in subcategories. It actually goes to 9. So if I were to click and hit tab a whole bunch of times, it would go up to level 9. Shift tab brings it back. You're only going to go level 2. All right, so where and when he was born. So now let me zoom out again. Okay, you're just going to type what you wrote on the card in your own words. Now, notice I have IB, and so you're not going to write your abbreviation anymore. Write out all of your abbreviations completely. So, Ibn Battuta was born in Tangiers or Tangier. I don't think there's an S. Morocco. Depends on the language. In 1304. Okay, now I've come to the end of the sentence, but I'm not going to put a period because there's something else I have to add before the period. I'm going to put a space, and that's very important. There's always a space after stuff. Some people forget that, but don't just go right into it. Hit the space bar. And after the at the end of the sentence, instead of putting a period, you're going to put a parentheses, and that's Shift 9, not a bracket. Okay, this is a bracket, and this is a bracket. Please don't use those. Shift 9, and I'm going to put the source. Well, the source right here is Ibn Battuta, 1304 to 1378 question mark. And since it's the title of a web page, I'm going to put it in quotes. So here we go. Quote. Let's bring this down a little bit so you can see it. Okay. Ibn Battuta, 1304-1378 question mark. Okay, you have to put a quote on the end of it because it's still, here, let me just make it a little bigger. It's still part of the title, it's a title. And then close it with Shift 0, the parentheses again, and now you put the period. This is MLA formatting. And if you're annoyed by the spell check that gives you an underline there, you can just go add to dictionary. Boom. Battuta is now in my dictionary. Okay, so we've completed the first card. You've written what it is in your own words on the card. This is why you put it in your own words. And then you've got your source citation. So now we know where you got the information. Okay, the next thing you're going to do is hit enter. And I kind of showed this to you already. You need to go back to level 1. Again, we're on level 2 right now, so you're going to hold down the shift key and press tab, and you're back at level 1, and you go to your next card. Okay, now my next card's called family. Well, I could call it family, or I'll call it rich family because that's more descriptive. Rich family. Okay, notice I hit enter, and then I hit tab to put me on level 2. Ibn Battuta, I could write he if I wanted to, was from a rich, family. Okay, again, no period at the end yet. I got to put the source, and the source in this case is, right, Ibn Battuta. But I have to put a space, because there's always a space, parentheses, quote, because it's the name of the web page, Ibn Battuta, end quote, and parentheses, and then period. Okay? Okay, once again, you hit enter, shift tab, and you're ready to go to the next card. Now, I'm going to skip ahead. Normally, I wouldn't have you do this, but I'm just going to skip ahead because I need to show you something important. Okay, here's one with an author. Okay, and it doesn't matter because I can move these around. These actually can be changed around. So if I wanted to move this down here, see, I can move it there, or I can move it here. So even after you've typed it up, you can move them around if it suits you. But let me just skip to this one just to give you an idea. All right, so this one is about his trip to Mecca. So I'm going to write trip to Mecca, enter, tab, and he went to every country ruled by a Muslim, and even went as far as China, southern Russia, and Sri Lanka. Okay, again, no period at the end yet. space, parentheses, and now we're going to put the author's name. It's always going to be in this corner. Never take your source citation from this corner. This is the web page, okay? Or excuse me, the website. Okay, so never use a website. Everybody repeat, never use a website. Good. All right. So there's no quote here because this is not a title. This is the guy's name. Remember, A.S. Chugtai. So I'm just going to write his name, Chugtai. H-T-A-I. Okay, parentheses again, period. So you see the difference. If it's the title of a web page, it's going to have these quotes. But if it's an author's last name, it's not. And then you continue on and so forth. Now, at this point, it might be a good idea to just save what you're doing. Okay, notice nothing happened. I don't have to save as. It's saved. So if anything happens, power outage or something like that, I'm good. So that's all you need to know for this time.